Well, right now, though, we're going to talk about the arts in Calhoun County. And if you had to say, where's the art mecca, where is the hub of the arts in Calhoun County, that's a pretty easy one these days. It's the Franke Center for the Arts in Marshall. And Patty Williams is the executive director. Dave Deppe is, he runs the building, he runs the blues, he's on the board. Are you the senior board member now, Dave?
I'm actually not on the board, but I am the events manager. I guess that's my official title.
Events manager, so there you go. But you've been involved with the Franke since its inception.
That's correct, yes. Since we saved the building and did the first renovation.
Right. And the building mainly saved by your dad, Patty, and it bears his name, and the Franke Center for the Arts, Tom Franke, of course. You know, you were probably just a little tyke back then.
Not that young.
All right. But still, I mean, what was he thinking at the time when he decided to invest his time and money and efforts to try and spearhead this effort to save the old Civic Center and create something?
Well, I think what he was hoping was that, you know, is what has happened is creating a cultural center for the town and a civic center for the town as well, and saving it from being demolished. You know, was, you know, his love of architecture and buildings and old buildings and the historical nature of the building itself and what that had to offer to town, and then creating a space where culture would live. So I think that was his vision, and that has come to fruition. So
it was a church years ago.
Yes.
And then the city used it to hold meetings. They put on plays there over the years, but it's really, it keeps evolving. I mean, without drastically changing the architecture. I mean, you got the basement club is incredible.
Yes, in the last renovation in 2015, we took that kind of ugly church banquet room.
Yeah, it was like a church basement.
Right. And turned it into a lovely space that we now call the Downstage Club. So it's beautiful. We put in artist cabinets, so there's art displays going on, and then the woodwork, and taking out the drop ceiling, and putting in new lighting. So it's become a great space for concerts down there as well.
It really is. And are there still community meetings held down there?
Oh, yes. The Rotary and the Exchange Club of Marshall, they both meet there weekly, and there's a church there that rents space on Sundays. And
I bet they all like it a lot better, because
I think so.
It's comfortable down there.
Right.
You know how it can be in a basement, hanging ceiling, it's close by, the lights are kind of fluorescent and blurry and all that, and you know, but now it's just not like that at all.
No, it's a great space.
And it's going to be utilized on September 29th. As I know, Dave, you've been a very passionate blues person for a long time, and the Franke is becoming known for its blues series.
Well, I think it is, and we're really pleased about that. We've been doing the blues series since 2003, I think. And what's interesting about this show with Maurice John Vaughn on the 29th is he's actually been to the Franke Center with a couple of other groups over the years. And every time he's here, we have the discussion with him, wow, I'd really like to come over and do a solo show or a duo act or something like that. And finally, after several years, we've been able to get together on that. And so it's going to be a great show in a great atmosphere, and we're going to have some Chicago brand beers and some Chicago theme snacks, kind of make it like a Chicago Blues Club that night.
Excellent. I mean, some people might not realize that, but you know, they can have delicious brews downstairs in the club there, and in fact upstairs for many shows too. It all depends on the show. It's not like an all the time thing, is it?
No, we pull a temporary liquor license, and
yeah, so that's going to be great. Is he going to do a duo? Is that what it's going to be, or is it?
It's going to be a duo, and last time I talked to him about a week ago, it may actually be a trio. So, but it's gonna be a great show, and he's a very entertaining guy, great musician, but he's also a very entertaining show. So
Right.
we're really looking forward to it.
Maurice John Vaughn, I believe he sings, he plays guitar, I think he plays piano, and I think he might even play saxophone.
Yes, he does. Yeah, he plays multiple instruments, and I guess he's going to bring a bass player with him and possibly somebody else.
So that is downstairs in the club on Saturday the 29th. And what things kick off very soon.
Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. Now, the VIP show is sold out.
Yes, it is.
But tell us, Second City, how did this come about, and what are you bringing into the Frank? This is a little different than what we've had.
Yeah, this is the Second City out of Chicago. Well, I think they also have a show in LA and Toronto, but this is a touring act that's coming from Chicago. It's comedy, it's improv. It's a group of 6 comedians that are coming, and the show will be 2 acts, 45 minutes each.
Right.
It should be a great, I mean, the level of talent is going to be, something that everyone should be able to enjoy. So.
Yeah,
And most people, I think, when you say Second City, it's like, oh, yeah, it's where all the Saturday Night Live people came from. And in fact, the Dan Aykroyd and Gilda Radners and all those people, Bill Murray, they all came through Second City in Chicago. And then there was the television show in the 80s, I want to say, that actually I thought was funnier than Saturday Night Live, with John Candy and all those people, Joe Flaherty, Eugene Levy, and Catherine O'Hara. I mean, my gosh. All those people are alumnus of Second City, so they know what they're doing. I mean, it's always quality. And is there anybody locally in the cast?
No, the cast, it's a touring cast of 6 people out of Chicago. And this is something that they do regularly, apparently. There's a couple different shows they do. This one is called The Best of Second City.
What was the VIP that we missed since it's sold out? I kept saying, I got to get those tickets. I got to go. Well, all right. So what were you doing?
Well, we're having dinner up at the Cronin House. It kind of all fell together. We chose this weekend, or Thursday night, to do the show long before we knew when the premiere of the movie coming out this weekend, this John Belair story of the house with the clock in its walls.
Right.
So then it just all kind of fell into place, and I approached the homeowner and asked if he'd be willing to let us have dinner on his front lawn. And then the city was kind of working on their event, so we're all kind of working together, the Marshall District Library, the Marshall Economic Development Association, and the Franke Center. And so we're going to use it Thursday night, and then they're going to use the tent Friday night, and the library's using the tent on Saturday for their children's tea. And so it's a great kind of collaborative effort. So we're going to be serving dinner to 80 people. So it was an 80-person event. We sold 80 tickets to it, and they sold, in a couple weeks' time when we release those tickets. Grand River Brewery is working with us. They're going to be doing the catering, and we kind of then spun the whole Chicago thing into it too. We're going to be serving a Chicago-themed dinner. So it's Italian beef and some cheesecake, and Grand River's one of their specialties is a macaroni and cheese, and then a Chicago-style vegetarian pizza, and Chicago-style popcorn, and
People might be saying, well, Grand River Brewery, what's that? It just opened.
It did just open
Last
its location, in Marshall. So anyway, so that will be going on, and then the homeowner is even allowing that group to tour the first floor of his home. So
you see these things like Grand River Brewery and all these other special events, and Firekeepers Casino has a lot of entertainment and stuff. And I bet people ask you all the time, aren't you afraid all this competition for entertainment dollars is going to hurt the Frank? What is your thought on that?
Well, we hope it just makes people enjoy live entertainment more, and that, one just breeds another, and that they're just going to, really appreciate that live entertainment, because today, in today's world, you can see so much on your phone and on your
Sure,
laptop and Netflix and whatnot. That
well, I think that's right.
I think the more exposure, the more
Sure.
the merrier, and then people, it just kind of breeds excitement and breeds and educates you, because maybe you don't really know that wow, live entertainment, that's so much better than what I see on a screen.
Right,
So,
and we're going to start bringing more and more people in from regionally and from out of town.
Right, the reach.
That let's go to this brewery, and they got a theater. Oh my gosh, Second City's there. I wonder if they got any tickets. We could do a walk up,
Right, that's what we hope for.
So yeah, the other cool thing is the website. You can go right online and see what seats are available and buy a ticket right there. I mean,
yep.
The Franke Center has really always strived to be on the edge there of, I mean, you got a big, beautiful sign right out front there. And people, you can't miss that
Can't miss that marquee. No.
And no, that draws a lot of attention. That tells people what's going on. And, the website is looking great. We're talking Franke Center for the Arts in Marshall this morning. We've been talking a little bit about their sold-out show, Second City. Dave Deppe and Patty Williams are our guests. But Second City's not sold out, just that VIP dinner.
Right,
over
VIP dinner sold out, but we do actually have a few tickets available right now on the website for the show on Thursday with Second City.
That'll be very funny. Thursday night, we mentioned Chicago Blues Night. It's going to be in the Downstairs Club with Maurice John Vaughn on a week from Saturday. And what about the rest of the season? What are some of the highlights? Gosh, there's so many great things.
Well, yeah, we have kind of a mix of some things we've done in the past before and some new artists, some new events. And so we can kind of go through them. The American Roots Night on October 20th, that's something we've been doing for a couple of years. And that's going to be a mix of different types of music. We have May Erlewine, who's a great folk singer, great musician. They're paired with Red Tail Ring. And then we just recently booked a duo from the MSU Jazz Department to play in the Downstage Club that night before the other shows upstairs. So that's going to be a great night of a variety of American music. And that's on Saturday, October 20th. Mm-hmm. Then November 17th, as part of our blues series, we have Savoy Brown, Kim Simmons and Savoy Brown coming back again. And that's always an exciting night because he's just a legendary guy in the music industry. Lineage goes back over 50 years, back to they were contemporaries of the Stones, the Beatles, the British blues scene. And he does a great show, and we always get a great crowd for that one. It's fun to see him again. So we're looking forward to that. In December 29th, which is the Saturday after Christmas, we have a new event, Echoes of Pink Floyd. And this is a Pink Floyd tribute band out of, they're from all over Michigan. And I went and saw this show over the summer, actually, at Bell's Brewery. And this is a fabulous show. The music is wonderful. It's a 7-piece band. And they also have a laser light show that you really have to see.
Yeah, they would have to. Yeah.
And that's going to be, particularly in our venue, in the small venue, that's going to be a fantastic show. So it'll be a great thing to do the weekend after Christmas.
Right before New Year's.
Right, it's like our night before New Year's Eve show. So that's going to be a great night, and we've talked to the guys in the band, and they're just really excited about doing it in our venue. So that's going to be a good one.
Some Irish music with Blackthorn in mid-January, and the Winter Blues Fest continues again.
Yes, it does. Winter Blues Festival, that's an event we started primarily to have Michigan-based bands, and we're doing that again this year. We have Jimmy Stagger, who's going to be doing a solo act in the Downstage Club before the main shows upstairs, and there's going to be a barbecue dinner available again. And then upstairs we have Seventh Son, who's one of the longest running blues bands out of Kalamazoo. And we have Root Doctor, who's been around Michigan. I believe this is part of their 30th anniversary season. And they're a great blues, funk, just a great band for all kinds of different music.
Yeah, coming up on Groundhog Day. And
Yeah, February 2nd.
later in February, a jazz night with some of the really incredible professors from Michigan State University. They have some of the best players in the entire world. They'll be down for that. Tommy Castro and the Painkillers on Saturday, April 27th to kind of wind up the season. And you also have a really huge commitment to children's shows. We got one of those even coming up.
Right. Madagascar Junior will highlight children from kindergarten through 5th grade. I think they've cast around 65 kids already, and they've started their rehearsals. So that's a great show to bring the kids out to, the families to come and watch. It's always a production that goes over the top. It's not just kind of what you might think of when you think of children's theater. The costuming, the work that the director does with these kids, it's magical, and it's a wonderful show. And then there's the older kids, like 5th grade through 9th grade, are featured in the winter. So in February, they're going to be doing Back to the 80s, which will feature music from the 80s that we all love. And I don't know the storyline that wraps in and around the music, but again, there'll probably be about 50 kids in that production. So my directors and whatnot, they do a fabulous job with the kids.
FrankeCenterForTheArts.org. You can learn about it all. You can buy tickets right there. You can see a little clip of music from Maurice John Vaughn, who's coming up. In fact, it seems like I had a clip of that and I lost it somehow. Is that it? No, that's not it. No, let's play that funky music. We'll be bringing you more of that music a little bit later on. But I want to thank you both for being here today, and keep up the great work over at the Franke Center for the Arts. It really is the arts center of Calhoun County, and I think support it whenever you can and however you can. Get out and see the shows.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Thanks for having us.
Yep.